chapter 6, starting from verse 38. Kachinno bhaya vibrashtah छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणः पथि ये तन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेत्तुमर्हस्य शेषतः त्वधन्यः संशयस्यास्य चेतान्न ह्युपपद्यते। श्रीभगवानुवाच पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्भिदुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम् तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकम् यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते प्रयत्याध्यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्ध किल्बिषः अनेक जन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिम् तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः।
ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यंकरवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति। Verse number 42.
अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्भिदुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम् अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम् एतद्भिदुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्।
Or he is born into a family of wise yogis only. Verily, a birth such as this is very difficult to obtain in this world. Or he is born into a family of wise yogis only. Verily, a birth such as this is very difficult to obtain in this world. Yes, before we get into the verse, yes.
ஏன்னா அர்ஜுனனோட கேள்வி verse 41 வரைக்கும் இருக்கிற கிருஷ்ணரோட பதிலை குட்டி ஒரு சம்மரி மாதிரி சொல்லுங்க.
Yeah, yes. In Arjuna question, in verse 37, 38, 39, the question that Arjuna is asking is, what will happen to a yoga brashta? Yoga brashta means one who has fallen from yoga. What happens to him? Because he is neither in the materialistic world nor has attained any spiritual growth. What happens to such a person is the question. Does he not get perished like a rent cloud? Now, what he is saying is, Nahi kalyana kritkasya durgadim tata gacchati. That is the formula. So you need not, there is no such thing called deterioration at all for this person. Obviously, Arjuna didn't understand this. Why? Because Arjuna doesn't realize that enlightenment is a many janmas project. It is not one janma project. It's not that you start and you straight away get into that. He doesn't know what it is. He's simply thinking it is like, okay, do karma, bhakti, jnana, yoga, sravana, manana, I'm doing all that, I will get enlightened. He doesn't know the intensity of the vasanas. If he doesn't understand the intensity of the karma, nor does he know what karmas he is creating now. What karmas you have come with, you don't know. What karmas you are creating now, you don't know. And then that person says, I want enlightenment. How does it work? Arjuna is thinking that way. Arjuna is completely neglecting all this and is thinking that he can straight away get it. Are you able to follow? So he is saying, if I die, neither I will be here nor there. What will happen to me? For which Krishna says, Nahi kalyana kritkasya durgadim tata gacchati. That durgati will not come to you, Arjuna, at all. Because you are on the right path. The fact that you are on the right path, you will never get this durgati. Okay. Arjuna doesn't understand that because it's very difficult to understand what is this kalyana krit. Very difficult. It's not easy. When I say kalyana krit, understanding it is not very difficult. Doing it is very difficult. The doer of good never comes to grief. He doesn't say one who has understood what is good. No, the doer of good. So the doing is difficult. It's very difficult. Why it is difficult? Why doing good is very difficult? Your raga dvesha comes and interferes. All that time the raga dvesha comes and interferes and you cannot do good consistent. You may do good sporadically here and there, but to be consistent is very difficult. Why? Raga dvesha takes over. Not only raga dvesha takes over, some other something takes over, whatever be it. Here he is talking about the one who is onto the path, making efforts sincerely. What happens to him? That person will not perish at all, which Arjuna could not understand. Therefore, in the previous verse he said, he will be born in the family of some family. He said, no. What is that family? Pure and wealthy. First he is saying, after living in heaven for eternal years, they will be born in the family of pure and wealthy. That's not the right, that's not the complete one. That's not the right one. That is why he is going to give the next one that we are going to study now. Atava yoginaschainam, and this is durlabam, he says. This kind of birth is durlabam. We'll see how, we'll see the durlabha, how durlabam it is to get that. Are you okay till now, the sequence? This is the sequence. Pure and wealthy. You will be born in the family of pure and wealthy. You have wealth and you have wealth and you are so joyful sharing it. That is pure. You are so joyful sharing it, giving it. That is pure. You are wealthy. At the same time, you share, pure and wealthy. Meaning, very few deserve this rare privilege. Arjuna, you will get that privilege because you have done some Kalyana Krit. What is Kalyana Krit? Genuinely working for your spiritual growth. Since you are genuinely working for your spiritual growth, you will get this rare privilege. What is that privilege? Material wealth as well as mental peace is a privilege. You have wealth, you are peaceful, you are wealthy. Yeah. Wealth and peace doesn't go together. Wealth and peace doesn't go together. Because the very acquisition is painful. Preserving it is more painful. Parting with it is an impossibility. Where does peace come? Peace doesn't come at all. Anybody who comes in contact with you, there will be a worry. What they are going to ask from you, there is a worry, there is a fear. Yeah. Yeah. எவ்வளோ சம்பளம் வருது? அது ஏதோ வருது சார். வாய்க்கும் வயிற்றுக்கும் கரெக்டா இருக்குது. இல்லையா? Why? Don't reveal. Because if you reveal, it will be. If you reveal, what will happen? You know, there are people that will not reveal it to their own family members. Wife and children will not know. And suddenly that fellow will die and the whole family is confused, not knowing where they have what. Why so secretive? I have known. And I tell you, most of the wealth is like that. Huh? At least tell the family. No, sir. No, what will happen? They will solve. Are you able to follow? Wealth is there, but comes with tremendous fear, agitations. Purity goes. So here you will have a rare privilege. What is a rare privilege? You will be wealthy and pure. That is one birth you will get. So yoga brashta. Yoga brashta means once who has fallen from yoga, what happens to him? One birth he will get. That is verse number 41. 42 is something extraordinary. What we are going to study now. In 42 he said, or atava. Atava means alternatively or otherwise. Atava means otherwise or. He is born into a family of wise yogis only. And Krishna gives the etat vidhi. Know this. What do you know? Durlabam. A birth such as this is very difficult to obtain in this world. What is the birth? To be born in a family of one wise person. Durlabam, he says. And you will get that opportunity. Two possible environments happens. That's the conclusion. Two possible environments. One possible environment is pure and wealthy. And out of 10, 9 will sign up for that only. Yeah, because that is okay. No? At least yeah, something is there. Atava yoginam eva ule bhavati dhimatam etadhi Durlabhataram loke janma yadidrisham yoginam dhimatam kule. You will be born in what? You will be born in a family where from birth you will see everybody around practicing yoga. What a conducive environment it is. You don't have to go in search of any place. The house itself becomes there. அந்த மாதிரி ஜென்மாலாம் வரதே கிடையாது இல்லையா? It becomes such a conducive environment for you to continue from where you are. And if you look at the Upanishads, they are all of the father son lineage. The father himself becomes the Uddalaka is the guru, who is the father also. Shvetaketu is the son. Yajnavalkya, the husband, Maitreyi, the wife. You need not go in search of the மாதிரி Zoom classலாம் வரவே வேண்டாம் இல்லையா? These kind of Zoom classes எல்லாம் is not needed at all. Why? Because in your house only you will get it. In your house, if you are getting it, then why will you come? Are you able to follow? Taittiriya Upanishad. Father is Bhrigu, the son is Varuna. So you see the parampara. Now what does it mean? He will reincarnate into a family of wise yogis, which is extremely difficult to achieve. Why it is extremely difficult to achieve? You can be born in a selfish family. You can be born in a relatively unselfish family. To be born in a selfless family is rare. That is durlabha. Because you find no interest other than pursuit of God. No other interest other than pursuit of God. The goal is God. The actions that they do is selfless by nature. Yeah. Even if you don't want to, now kuda something will rub in, he says. That's why it's called durlabham. Even if you don't want to, also something of it will rub in. Why? Because this is what you have deserved. From this, there is a beautiful law that we derive. What is the beautiful law that we derive? The environment that you are born in is what you deserve. You gotten it because of your own. You got into an environment because of your own making. It's a beautiful. You can derive it. That's what he said. Where everybody will be pursuing God. The talk will be about Upanishads. The talk will be about the Vedas. The talk will be about the Upanishads. The talk will be about Yajna Karma. The talk will be about... There will not be any other talk other than this. YouTube pota kuda, what will come in YouTube? Yeah. YouTube pota na adha varum. Ile Aditya channel la varadu. Adella varadu. Yeah. YouTube pota kuda this will come. Netflix Prime Video lam pove mudiyadhu because none of it is there, no? So you can't go into Netflix and Prime and all that. The whole environment is so conducive. What happens? That the very environment lifts you up. And you cannot get a more conducive environment than this. Etat idrisham janma. Extremely rare is this birth. Arjuna, you will get such a birth. What are you worrying about? That's the conclusion. They will follow. And you will get such a birth. Somebody in the family will be practicing selflessness, and you will be having the clarity to recognize that selflessness and continue. That's what is punya karma. That is what it means. Carefully follow. Somebody will be practicing selflessness, and you can be born and you may not even know that it is selflessness. It is not that. Somebody is practicing selflessness, and you have the clarity to recognize that, identify with that, and continue from there. That is Durlabha. Are you able to follow? Otherwise, somebody may be doing selfless activity, and everybody, all the family members will say, simply wasting their time. Yeah, I think might as well go out and do something better. These things now, they will not even know how to. That is not a. It means you are there and yet you know it. You do not know it. It means you are not yet qualified. So what does it mean? You need not go through the Shravana Manana process and all. Somebody doing it, the very observing it, you take up from there. That's what it means. You need not go through this process of Shravana, Manana, Tapa. Why you need not go through? Because you have done all that already. No. You have done all that already. So you see somebody doing it, and that's enough. All the spiritual geniuses in this Janma are the Yoga Brashtas from the previous Janma. All the spiritual geniuses in this Janma, where you see their starting point is extremely high. Who are they? Nahi Kalyana Krit Kaschit Durgatim Tata Gacchati. They belong to that category. That's where their starting point is so high, so high. Just listening is enough. Just seeing something is enough. Ramana Maharshi was a very ordinary boy playing. There was a visitor at home talking. They're asking, from which temple are you coming? He said, Arunachala. Ramana came and said, what name did you say? Arunachala. Third day, he packed his bags and left. Just that trigger, that is enough. Are you able to follow? It means they have done all the homework, but because of some karmas, they could not experience it. Now they got into this embodiment, and you will continue from where you left, and you will attain enlightenment. What are you worrying, Arjuna? The question. What are you worrying? Yeah. Get up and do Shravana, Manana, Karma Yoga. You are asking all the unnecessary. You are asking all the unconnected, unnecessary questions you are asking. Get up and do, except that you are doing everything. That is implied. It's not Krishna is not saying that. That is implied in this. Therefore, what is the advice here? You will be born with such a clarity that you will be able to recognize it. That's where you find spiritual geniuses. You feel like, oh my sir, we are doing so much, but these people didn't do any of these things, sir. They just gotten into it straight away. Good luck, God has blessed them. They are all suffering. It's not that. They are yoga brashtas. They are all yoga brashtas. And we understand in this culture, we understand in the parampara, all the masters of today was a student yesterday. We understand that. Are you able to follow? The guru of today was a Shishya yesterday. Yesterday, no, not literally yesterday, in the past. Similarly, one who starts at a very high level of spiritual evolution doesn't mean that something they are, it's not that they are blessed with, it's a continuity of, the continuity from the previous, Janma. So, what are you talking as you are going to lose, Arjuna? What are you worrying that you are going to lose? You are worried that you are going to lose because you are so greedy that you think you can get it. You are so greedy that you think that a few years of Sravana Manana, the few years can be 30 years also. Huh? Yeah. அதுவுமே part time listening தான். Few years of listening, one here, one there, and some activity here, some activity there. And what is the result I am seeking? Be a cousin of Ramana Maharshi. Na? How does it work? It doesn't work that way. It will not work that way. Not to get disheartened and disillusioned and stop the pursuit. See, these kind of verses are the comfort and the solace and the conviction that the Shastra gives. That do not stop it, simply start somewhere. Once you have started it, it will not stop. It will just carry you from the one to the other, to the other, to the other. You will be just carried. You will be born with the clarity to recognize selflessness. You will be born with the clarity to understand selflessness. That is the Durlabham Janma. Very difficult is that Janma. Very ordinary Janma is what? First time human embodiment of clear. First time we have become a human being. I'm just saying it poetically. Don't take it literally and all. No questions will be allowed from these kind of statements. Yeah. Huh? First time, I'm just saying it figuratively. First time you have entered into a human embodiment, selfishness will look absolutely right and selflessness will look like Narayana, foolishness, isn't it? It will appear so. It means what? You understand, okay. Ippada with the Janma's length, you have come into a human Janma. That's what it implies. It means that. Otherwise, why will you see it? Slightly, you have lived a few human Janmas. Unselfishness, you will be able to recognize. Unselfishness, you will be able to recognize the value of it, the importance of it. Are you able to follow? Here, what he's talking about is at birth you will understand selflessness. You understand selflessness at birth itself, and where do you start from? You start from that level. You will not be having doubts about how much ever we talk about selfish, unselfish, and selfless. We still have doubts about selflessness. Are you able to follow? How much ever we talk about selfish, unselfish, and selfless, all human actions are under three broad classifications: selfish, unselfish, and selfless. What is selfish? Acquisition, aggrandizement. That's what selfish is. Acquisition, aggrandizing. That's all. Just hoarding and hoarding and hoarding and hoarding. Yeah. Children I have to hoard, or my grandchildren I have to hoard, or my great grandchildren I have to hoard. acquisition and aggrandizing. That is selfish. What is unselfish? Is recognizing others are also there and I can share. Recognizing that others are there and I can share. Unselfishness, this is. This is where the social work and all that starts. They understand they understand. What do they understand? Whatsoever you do, you are able to do it because of the contributions of the society and you got to serve the society back. That's it. That is unselfishness. The third one is selfless. What is selfless? Engaged in pure obligatory actions with detachment. That is selfless. Engaged only in obligatory actions with the sense of detachment. Imagine a person born and understand what selflessness is. Here we are still struggling to distinguish between selfish and we are struggling from selfish to unselfish. We are struggling, and little bit of unselfish activity we do here and there itself makes us feel so proud, so proud. Yeah. A fellow will donate one tube light to the temple. That's all he will do, one tube light, and his entire family history will be in that tube light donated by so and so because. Why you write that? How others will know, sir? But God knows. No. God knowing is not the point here. Others must know. Able to follow? Little bit of unselfishness here and there the person will do and gets a lot of kartrutva about it. Lot of kartrutva will develop because of that little bit of unselfishness here and there. Little bit they do here, little bit they do there, and they develop kartrutva. What is he talking about here? Durlabham Janma is born. Will be born like a Nachiketas. Will be born like a Nachiketas. Extreme difficult. Will be born like a Ashtavakra. Yeah. Womb started correcting the father. Imagine that. Huh? Even though you can't correct your father, no? Imagine you can correct the father in the womb itself. Oh, what a state it is. Where the father can be corrected from the womb. Ashtavakra did that. Yeah. That's what he means. Are you able to follow? I'm just giving it like some stories so that the concept is understood. Atava yoginameva kule bhavati dhimata etat hi durlabhataram loke janma didrisham. This kind of birth requires extraordinary punyam. This kind of birth requires extraordinary punyam. And extraordinary punyam will come from extraordinary karma. Extraordinary punyam will come from where? Where it will come from? It won't come from the skies, no. It will not drop down from the skies. Extraordinary punya will come from extraordinary karma. And what is the extraordinary karma? What is the extraordinary karma? Yajna karma. What is that extraordinary karma that creates this extraordinary punya? Yajna karma. Idam namama. Idam namama. Idam namama. When he is doing the action, there is no kartrutva. When the result of the action comes, prasada buddhi. You do an action, there will be a result. Whatever the result comes, prasada buddhi. Arjuna, you will be born. You will be born like that. You will be born like that, Arjuna. What are you? What are you worrying? So he's trying to convey to Arjuna that nothing will be lost. Nothing will be lost. It is not, you cannot know this through perception, you can understand it through inference. You cannot know this through perception, but you can understand it through inference. What is the inference? That's why I gave these examples. Just one word. Clear? Like Swamiji says, Ihacheta vedi atasatyamasti acheti havedir mahati vinashti. Kenopanishad mantra. Mantra 5, part 2, mantra 5. Ihacheta vedi atasatyamasti acheti havedir mahati vinashti. He said, I just heard that mahati vinashti and something changed. I am also hearing it a million times, sir. Like every time I hear, I say, I'm seeing whether something is happening, and nothing is happening. Something is happening. Badam, pista, cashew, only that is happening. Nothing else is, nothing else is happening. Other than that, nothing is happening. Mahadi vinashti. He heard Mahadi vinashti. And the whole thing changes. All that you got to do is what? You don't aim for this Janma. Aiming for a Janma like this is not the goal. Your goal is what? Your goal is moksha. In case in this Janma you don't get it, this will happen, don't worry. That's what you got to understand. Don't, getting into these Janmas is not getting into these kind of births is not the ideal. This is not the goal. Your thing is what? Strive. Strive in yoga. Strive in the path of yoga. As though you will get moksha in this Janma itself. Strive. You strive with that attitude. Arjuna is asking, in case if I don't get it, what will happen? Are you able to see the context? So these kind of Janmas is not the goal. Don't get too excited by all these things. This kind of Janma is not the goal. It will happen, he says. It will happen. This kind. Atava, Arjuna, that is one pure and wealthy is one kind of birth. Born in a family of wise yogis is another birth. And this is Durlabham. Pure and wealthy kuda you will get in hundreds. But this yogis you don't get. You don't get. Where do you get? Where do you get yogis like this? Born in a family of wise sages. Tava yoginameva. Are you able to follow? So, the very path itself is the protector. This Janma, this environment and all is not the protector. What is the protector? The path. The path is the protector. And the path takes you to this conducive environment so that you can continue from where you left. Are you able to follow? So don't misunderstand that these janmas are necessary to grow. Don't make that link. Don't make that connect. Krishna is not saying that. Don't make that connection now. After these two verses, sir, my goal has changed. What? Moksha is not my goal anymore. Either pure or wealthy, or I want to be born in a family of wise yogis, and I have changed my goal. Don't change goals like that. Goal is still the same. Goal is still the same. In case of the probability where you don't get it, what happens? You'll be born. And this is Durlabham. Why it is Durlabham? Because extraordinary karmas has been done. And these verses is also the Shastras talking about reincarnation. These kind of verses, it is implied that reincarnation is there. They don't say there is reincarnation. By these kind of verses, they conclude that there is reincarnation. And this reincarnation is an inference, not a perception. This reincarnation is an inference, not meant for pratyaksha, not meant for direct perception. And the whole knowledge of reincarnation is so vital, because if you understand that there is this reincarnation and you have been going through this, you will get instantly detached now with whatever you are doing. You will get detached now because you understand this is what you have been doing for so many janmas. In a different wife, different children, different family, crying and worrying is the same. Clear? Whether you cry sitting next to Manoharan or sitting next to Shankar, what difference does it make? It is the same. Are you able to follow? The moment you understand reincarnation, what happens? You get detached. Now, how does this happen? Because you instantly understand what this is what you have been doing for many janmas. You have been doing this. You thought you are so important in your previous janma also. What happened to that? Came into another janma. Now you are thinking, this is so, something here is so important. Yeah. Everything seems to be not something. Everything seems to be very, very important. The moment you understand reincarnation, what will happen? You understand, my God, same worry, same crying, only what? Different father, different mother. Problem is the same. Different wife, different husband. Problem is the same. Different set of children, but problem remains the same. What is it that what is it that I'm getting attached to? Able to follow? The inference, the beauty of reincarnation is not about the fear of death or fear of what will happen to you next. It will not bring that fear. Reincarnation is that which helps you to get detached now. Because you understand this is what you have been doing in the past also. Arjuna, you know that there is reincarnation, no? What are you crying? Krishna is asking, you know, Arjuna, that there is reincarnation, no? But I don't see it. I don't believe in it. You have to use the buddhi to infer and understand. You can't see and understand. You got to use your intellect, infer and understand. That's why Some intellect is a prerequisite for understanding certain concepts. Therefore, these two verses is a reference to reincarnation. Number two, the environment in which you are born is what you have asked for by your own actions. It means what you understand now. இப்போ இருக்கிற ஸ்டேட்டஸாவது நான் மெயின்டைன் பண்ணணும்னா what you got to do? Forget about getting into a superior status. Even if you have to maintain the status quo, even if you have to maintain the existing status into the next janma, what you got to do? Definitely not doing what you are doing now. Definitely not doing what you are doing now. What got to be done? That unselfishness. That unselfishness, and from unselfishness to selflessness. In this classroom, I'm talking about our classroom. Wherever there is spiritual studies, not only unique to this, it's not unique only to this 1520 here. That wherever there is this, wherever there is a receptivity to this knowledge itself is because of some karma that you have. That's why you are even able to sit and receive it. There are the vast majority, 99.9%, don't even have the opportunity to Ravanave panna mudiyilla, isn't it? Most of the people are not even able to do Shravana. Leave alone Manana Nidhyasana and all. They are not even able to do Shravana. The very fact that we are able to do Shravana itself is because of some karma. So you can congratulate yourself. Yeah. We all can self-certification we can give to ourselves. Yeah. I can congratulate myself, you can congratulate yourself. Why? At least we are able to do some Shravana and Manana. Having come this far, what you got to do? Having come this far, don't stop with this mere, don't stop with this getting satisfied with this mere superficial things. Step it up. As I'm stepping it up, if I die halfway, what will happen to me? It will continue. Are you able to follow? It will continue. Therefore, there is no need to get disillusioned, disheartened. Lastly, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, the destiny of all human beings is fixed. It's only the question of time difference. The destiny of all human beings is fixed. What is the destiny of all human beings? Brahman. That is fixed. You can't escape that. You can escape, but 100 janmas later you will come back. 1000 janmas later you will come back. But the destiny cannot be changed. How can we say that so emphatically? Because you are that already. How long can you close your eyes and sit to the reality? How long you can blind yourself to the reality? You can blind, but how long you can do that? You can't do it for long. It will wake you up. It will wake you up. It will wake you up. Therefore, what do we understand from this? The destiny of a human being is fixed. What is that? Brahman. Because you are that already. How do you know that? Remember the two examples, the coiled spring and the bent cane. Remember the two examples. The coiled spring example. 4 feet. The coiled spring. You compress it to 1 feet, pressure. 2 feet, pressure. 3 feet, less pressure, there is pressure. 4 feet, no pressure. It means till you get back to your original state, you will be under pressure. The choice is how far away you want to go and come back, or short way. That's the choice. How far you want to go away. Yeah. From here, I want to go to Annanagar. From my house, I want to go to Annanagar. From my house, Annanagar is 3 kilometers. It's just 3 kilometers. Now, I can straight away go to Annanagar. Or what I can do, yeah, I can go to Mylapore, I can go to Adyar, I can go elsewhere, and then Uralla Suti Patra, finally I can come to Annanagar also. But definitely I cannot not reach there. That choice I don't have. Therefore, Vedanta, these great masters, Krishna, saying, anyway, that is fixed to know. Why go such a big tour? For what? Yeah, how over a world tour? Going for what? To get to this point, might as well do it now. That is the message. Are you able to follow the message? That is the message. The difference of sinner and saint is the difference of the instrument. We are not the instrument. The difference between sinner and saint is the difference of the instrument. So it's the instrumental difference. The reality, there is no the reality, there is no difference. You call somebody a sinner because you are looking at the instrument. You call somebody a saint because you are looking at the instrument. Helplessness means learn to look beyond the instrument. Learn to go beyond the instrument. Otherwise, you are stuck at the level of the instruments. Are you able to follow this? You call somebody a sinner based on what? The body, mind, intellect, instrument component. You call somebody a saint based on what? By looking at the body, mind, intellect component. Isn't it? Vedanta says, look beyond the instruments. Learn to penetrate beyond the instruments. As I am trying to penetrate beyond the instruments, if I die, Krishna, what will happen? Do I have to start all over again? Huh? Supposing, as I am listening to verse, no number is it? What verse? 42, chapter 6. As I am listening to chapter 6, verse 42, I die. Do I continue from 43 or do I continue from Dhritarashtra Vacha? That's the question. Yeah, that's all he's asking. Will I continue from 43 or will I continue from Dhritarashtra Vacha, Dharma Kshetre, Guru Kshetre? That's chapter 1, first verse. What he is saying is, the Dhritarashtrana, you will not become a Dhritarashtra again. Ahikalyana kritkascha durgatim tata gacchati. You start the process, you will never become Dhritarashtra again. What more assurance they can give? How much ever they try to convince, we cannot be convinced. That's a different story. Yeah, how much ever they try to convince, we just don't get convinced. The stubbornness of Tamoguna. The stubbornness of Tamoguna it is. The mind just doesn't yield. The mind will not yield. And for this mind that is not yielding, what has to be done? What has to be done for the mind that is not yielding? You have to give to wax and get up. You have to give other juju, all this will not, because the mind, it is the stubbornness of tamoguna. And the way to come out of tamoguna is painful. Only by inducing force you can get out of tamoguna. Logic and reason will not help in tamoguna. What will help in tamoguna? What will help a person to get out of tamoguna? Whipping the two whips. Take the thing and don't worry. Yeah? Human Rights Commission, I have to answer if I give all this. Yeah, because you are not supposed to whip, you are only supposed to plead. Tamoguna, what pleading you can do? You start pleading with a tamasic person, you will become tamasic very soon. Yeah. You have to protect yourself, run away from tamasic person. And how the tamasic person can wake oneself up, whip oneself. There is no other way. Halfway through, if something happens, what will happen? Halfway through, if I die, what will happen? Nothing will happen. From wherever you are, you will continue. Meaning the environment that you will be born is so conducive that you will continue from where you left. You will continue from where you left. Therefore, Arjuna, what is your worry? That is verse number 42. Ipo 43 padiko. Verse number 43.
तत्र तं बुद्धि संयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन तत्र तं बुद्धि संयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन.
There, united with the knowledge acquired in his former body, he strives more than before for perfection. O Kuru Nandana. The next few verses is a continuity of the same thought only. There, united with the knowledge acquired in his former body, he strives more than before for perfection. O Kuru Nandana. Arjuna, what happens? 41, he said, he will reincarnate in a family of pure and prosperous. Okay, continue the sequence. 40 length come. In 40, he said, Ahi Kalyana Kritkasya Durgadim Tata Gachati. 41, he said, pure and wealthy. 42, better environment of wise, the family of wise yogis. Now he is combining that. Whether you are in 41 or in 42, there, what he will do, he will strive more than before for perfection. He will strive more than before. Why he will strive more than before? Because somewhere he got tempted and unnecessarily he wasted one janma. Now what he will do? He will strive more. In Punarjanma, Arjuna, it is the body, the memory, the brain that dies. What dies? The body dies. The memory, the brain, all that. But what doesn't die? What will come with you? That same thirst that you had for your growth, which is part of your vasanas now. That continues. It has become part of your vasana. What is it that you want to grow? You want to evolve. That will continue. So, who is a yoga brashta now? He will he will continue with the knowledge that belongs to the previous embodiment and strives more for liberation in this Janma. He will strive more, he will strive. Why? Because he has understood. The vasanas are so powerful. We don't call it as vasana, we call it as mumukshatva. It's also a part of the vasana only anyway. It's also part of the vasana only. Because it's driving some action. It's also part of vasana. But we call it as mumukshatva. Why? Because the quality is so different. Quality is so different. And this self-purification, self-realization is homecoming, getting closer to your own self. The awareness of it, the memory of it is stronger because it is homecoming. You are not going elsewhere. Materialism is going elsewhere. Getting back to Brahman is simple homecoming. Ooreல்லாம் சுத்திட்டு you will come back to you can go all over the place. Ultimately, where you have to land up? The home, no? That's what it's called homecoming. You can go. You can be all over the place. How much ever you want to be there, you can be there. You can try all that. But eventually, one day, where you will be pulled to your own swabhava, your own nature. What is your own swabhava? Being that Brahman. Tatra. Tatra means there. There can be used to refer to the previous verse or 41. It can be used as a reference to both. You can use it to refer for the previous verse of 42 or you can refer it to 41. But in both the cases, what you will do, you will be striving for perfection more than before. Why? Buddhi samyogam. Why you will strive more? Yoga brashtanradhukku buddhi illam irundhathu. That's why there was a fall. Now you have this buddhi samyogam. Because you have this buddhi now, what will happen? You will be striving more. More you strive, quicker you will get. More you strive, quicker you will get. It's not that you get a conducive environment, you enjoy, relax in that environment and fall down. You can get into the family of pure and wealthy, just enjoy that and drop. You can be born in the family of wise yogis and not even know it. That's not what he is saying here. What he is saying here, you will be born in such a family and your striving will be more. It's not just being born there. That being born is conducive. But what happens to him? Samsiddhim. Samsiddhim means moksha will attract you. Perfection will attract you. Perfection means moksha, not perfection. Please understand perfection, not in any worldly sense. Perfection here means moksha, state of Brahman. That is what is meant as moksha. Even though in English we have to translate it as a perfect state, it is not perfection as what we understand as in the worldly thing. He will be born in a family of pure and wealthy, but he will not be attracted to the wealth they have. He will be born there, but he will not be attracted. Are you able to see the difference? He will be born there, but he will not be attracted to it. Why? Because something else is attracting him. Yeah, something else is attracting him. what will attract him, or what is attracting him? Moksha is attracting him. Since it is moksha that is attracting him, what happens? He continues to strive more. Buddhi samyogam labate paurvadehikam. Paurvadehikam. So clearly he's talking about reincarnation again. Acquired in his former body. United with the knowledge acquired in the former body. அப்படியே கண்டினியூ ஆக போறது அர்ஜுனா. வாட் ஆர் யூ வரிட்? இட்ஸ் கோயிங் டு கண்டினியூ ஃப்ரம் தேர். அக்வயர்ட் இன் த ஃபார்மர் பாடி. It's going to continue. What are you worried? So all that you need to worry is what? Whether it will continue or not, you need not worry. What you need to worry? You should have it. அது இருக்கணும், அவ்வளவுதான். இருந்தா it will move on. It will carry forward. If you don't have it, from where it will carry forward? So to carry forward, you should have it. If you have to have it, strive now for it. That's all. That's the conclusion. To carry forward, you should have it. And if you want to have it, strive now. Don't worry about this dying and what will happen and all that. You need not worry. Sir, in the next Janma also I'll get a guru, no? Yeah, in the next Janma also will I get a guru? Did you plan to get a guru in this Janma? Similarly, it will. What is there to worry? But the mind gets worried about. When the mind gets worried about all these unnecessary things, the mind gets worried. You should remember all this being discussed in the chapter called Dhyana Yoga. All this being discussed in the chapter Yoga of Meditation. Reincarnation is discussed in the chapter in meditation of what he should talk. Meditation, no. Except meditation, he's talking everything else. Why? Because you don't talk about the most. If you want to waste your time, you can talk about meditation. If you want to really achieve mastery in PhD in wasting the time, you can sit and meditate. Yeah. No, sir, konja neram time waste panna pore enakuna, you can hear about meditation. You really want to, no, I want to be a master of wasting time. Yeah. If I want to be a master of wasting time, what you got to do? Practice meditation. Krishna is not talking anything about meditation. In fact, he is talking about Punarjanma. 10 verses he is talking about Punarjanma. And when I started taking this chapter 6, I gave some preamble for this meditation. There we said, as we go along, we will see how there is no mention of meditation at all in the way that we understand meditation today. The way that we understand meditation today, there is no reference at all. But sir, we are all modern, advanced, technical people. So we know how to do both. Maybe Krishna didn't know, others didn't know, but we know. Why? Because we are all. Did Krishna have a mobile phone, sir? Did he have an iPhone? I'm also going to get that. No, what is the big deal? I'm also going to get one. If he is so wise, he would have. Now we have all that. So how advanced we are. Therefore, sir, don't keep talking the same thing then. Let us talk about, since everything is modern, our yoga also is modern. Yeah, our yoga is also modern. You know, the whole of America has dropped meditation. You know that? And you know what are they into now? They have dropped meditation. They picked up meditation. We also started meditation. Now they have dropped it. Does anybody know? யாருமே தெரியாது. I don't know which world we are living in. Huh? How do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that? You know the drug? Marijuana. Marijuana. Yeah, மோந்து பார்த்தாலே I will faint. I will die. I think. Even if I smell it, I will die. Marijuana. Marijuana. Who doesn't understand marijuana here? Yeah, everybody knows, sir. Everybody knows. Marijuana yoga. Correct? See, one person knows. Marijuana yoga. We know only karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga. America finds out everything. They found out meditation and we are all meditating. Even day before yesterday, one of the persons here is talking about meditation. What do we do now? Yeah. Sir, meditation பண்ணா நல்லா தான் சார் இருக்குது. கிளாஸுக்கு அப்புறம் why can't we meditate? And the whole of America has left meditation and they have taken up to, correct, no? Mari, how do you pronounce that? Marijuana yoga. Try பண்ணி பாருங்க. All that you got to do is what? Don't try that. Hey, Jeevesh, try லாம் பண்ண உதவாங்குவார். Yeah, don't try. அதெல்லாம் try லாம் பண்ணக்கூடாது. What they do is, all that you got to do is what? Go. And who will give this to you? Not any roadside fellow will not give this to you. A psychologist will give. A psychiatrist will give, because they are all doctors, no? Advanced people, no? They know everything, no? So what will they do? They will make you lie down you are depressed. Marijuana yoga. You are depressed. What do? They will make you lie down on a couch. And then what you will get after 20 years of meditation, you get in one sleep. சார் பேசாம அது ஒரு கிளாஸ் வேணா ட்ரை பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம் சார். இதெல்லாம் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டோம் இல்லையா? We have been trying this for so long. Nothing is happening. புனர்ஜென்மா தான் we are getting things. Why? At least we can try that also. Marijuana yoga, another some yoga, all that, because buddhi samyogam irundha, you will not do all this. If you have the buddhi samyogam, you will not get into all this. If you don't have buddhi, this is what you will get into. Just as without buddhi only they got into meditation. Now they are bored with it. அது கூட கண்ணெல்லாம் மூடி உட்காரணும். 6 months, 9 months and all it will take. That is also a long time. You just, as you are inhaling, you get moksha. கேட்கும் போதே கொஞ்சம் ட்ரை பண்ணலான்னு டெம்டேட்டிங் இல்லை? ஐ எம் ஆல்சோ கெட்டிங் டெம்டட். ஆஸ் ஐ எம் டாக்கிங் ஐ எம் கெட்டிங் டெம்டட். மேபி கொஞ்சம் ட்ரை பண்ணி பார்க்கலாம். All this doesn't work. There is the clear path. What is the clear path? The clear path of Shravana, Manana, Tapas, Karma Yoga. There is that clear path. You get into that path, Durgatim Tata Gacchati. Otherwise, you will get into Durgati. What is Durgati? Idallam da Durgati. Marijuana yoga. Adan Durgati. Roll on the floor, getting intoxicated, rolling on the floor, saying that I got a glimpse of Brahman. Oh, okay, increase the dose, more Brahman. Yeah. Increasing the dosage more, na Brahman will come ultimately. Yeah. What? Where are we? We are laughing at it. 20 years later, we will do the same thing. We will also believe that it is the right thing to do. Krishna says it doesn't work that way. Krishna says it just doesn't work that way. Tatra tam buddhi samyogam labate paurva dehikam. There, united with knowledge acquired in his previous body. Means what? The effects of marijuana yoga will die if you die. Buddhi samyogam will continue. That's what he's saying. Buddhi samyogam, that will continue. That will continue. So, Arjuna, oh, Kurunandana, what you got to do? Keep to this striving. Keep to this striving. For you continue to strive, conducive environments will keep appearing. At every level, the conducive environments will keep appearing. That is the divine prasad. Nature supports you when you are moving towards your. Nature puts lot of speed breakers when you are going away. More and more difficulty you are facing in life means you are going away from your nature. When you are moving towards your nature, all the speed breakers gets removed. It's a smooth path. All that you got to do is you have to strive with some sincerity to experience this. You will follow? If you strive with some sincerity to experience it, you will understand that there's no hindrances at all. Hindrances comes only when you are going away from your nature. Hindrance is an indication. Always remember this. Every pain, every difficulty, every indication is every hindrance is an indication that you are moving away. You are going further and further away. It's an indication. Nature is blessing us at every stage, asking us to get back. And we refuse to get back. Therefore, Arjuna, do not worry about all these things. Keep striving. Keep striving. In that striving, what will happen? The conducive environments for your growth will happen. Conducive environments will come, and you can strive more and attain moksha. This is verse number 43. We'll continue from verse 44 onwards in the next session. Is there anything do we have to?
Yeah, Mala has posted few questions.
If extraordinary karma has resulted in someone being born in a wise environment, why do they suffer with poverty, insult, health issues, etc.? They will not be born. If they are born with it, means they have not done punya karma. Where is the question? Born in poverty, insult, health issues, etc. Nah, he's saying it very clearly. No, pure and wealthy yogis. Now you are bringing in a case which is not mentioned at all. If extraordinary karma has been done, and if you are born in a wise environment, they will not be born in poverty. Not having anything, they will feel rich. Having everything, you feel poor. What is richness and poverty? They have it. They feel so full that they can give so much. even though they may not have anything from the worldly sense. You will have so much from the worldly sense, still you can't give. Poor. Are you able to follow? Mala, puriyirda? So they will not be, there is no poverty for them, there is no insult for them, there is no health issues for them. Why there is no health issues? Deham nirunda vyadi nurku. Where is the difficulty? As long as you have a deha, body, vyadi, disease is not opposite of body. Disease is part of body. You got to live with it only. You can't have a disease-free body, disease-free machine. You can have a disease-free robot, maybe. But you can't have a disease-free body. Why? Something or the other will keep happening. Therefore, for the wise person, there is no poverty, there is no insult, there is no health issues, none of this. That is answering our first question. Second clarification. Duryodhana also will get moksha. In the embodiment of Duryodhana, he cannot get moksha. The jiva in the body of Duryodhana will get moksha. When you say Duryodhana, you are meaning the body. The body will not get moksha because he has done so much of bad karma, he has to face the consequences. The jiva that comes and occupies a particular body, which has got the name called Duryodhana, by taking to the right path, will attain moksha. Therefore, moksha is for whom? Moksha is for jiva. Moksha is not for the body. Body is Duryodhana. Duryodhana yaru solrom. Body is Duryodhana. Moksha is for jiva. Since it has done so much of punya karma and born into the right environment, does the right tapas, attains moksha, there is no more need for bodies. In that way, I said, and I remember explaining it also sometime before in the same session. The destiny is so clear. What is the destiny? Brahmatvam is the destiny. It can be Duryodhana, it can be Yudhishthira, it can be Balrama, it can be Gandhari, it can be Kunti. For everyone, moksha is the destination. Yeah.
So, I mean, just one, one point is still that is not clear is, does, you said everyone will get a moksha. So Duryodhana kind of person also will get some moksha after many number of births,
Yes.
if at all he does the karma.
Yes. If at all he does this, if at all at some janma he has to turn back. He definitely, and at some janma he will turn back and he will get moksha. Everybody, nobody can turn away from the reality for eternities. You can't. You can't move away from your nature forever. You got to get back to your nature, because the very pressure in you will force you back. What we are saying here is, through knowledge and understanding, don't take such a long detour to come back. Might as well finish it off now. Shariya? Narayanji. Kindly explain earthly reward in the first para of the commentary for verse 42. Verse number 42, the first paragraph. The verse begins with Atava, or indicating another environment. I'm just reading from the commentary. Is it in 42? The verse begins with Atava, indicating another environment into which a righteous person may reincarnate. The preceding verse stated that a spiritual practitioner having fallen short of self-realization will be born into a pure and prosperous family. If not, he will reincarnate into a family of wise yogis, which indeed is extremely difficult to achieve. The type of actions executed in the past determine one's mode of reincarnation. Human activities fall under three broad classifications depending upon the action's motivation: selfish, unselfish, selfless. Correct. In that paragraph, it's coming. Yes. In this paragraph, it's there. An individual of the first category acts merely to fulfill his egocentric desires. He works selfishly for his personal comforts and pleasures. All through life, he takes from society without a thought of giving anything in return. He has no ideal or higher goal in life. Such a life of selfish acquisition and aggrandizement deprives him of any kind of earthly reward. That's the question. Now, what is that earthly reward? A selfish person has no ideal or higher goal in life. He lives life, selfish acquisition and aggrandizement deprives him of any kind of earthly reward. Earthly reward here refers to the enjoyment that you can get out of your acquisition. A selfish person will acquire, but he will not enjoy his acquisition. So, happiness is of three types: happiness in the present, happiness in the future, permanent happiness. There are three types. One is happiness in the present. Second one is happiness in the future. The third one is permanent. Earthly reward means present happiness. Earthly reward here refers to happiness in the present, meaning he will go on acquiring, not having the capacity or capability to enjoy what he has acquired. So earthly reward refers to the happiness that you can get in this embodiment. Technically, it's called Ihaloka, Paraloka, Sashwata. Ihaloka means in this Janma. Paraloka means after, next embodiment. Sashwata is permanent. Sashwatam is permanent happiness. In chapter 2, Krishna starts with this in chapter 2. By you running away from this battlefield, Arjuna, you will neither get happiness in the present, nor you will get happiness in the future, nor is there a permanent happiness. That is selfishness. Because he wants to run away from the battlefield out of selfishness. What will happen to the selfishness person? He explains it very clearly in chapter 2. Which verse of chapter 2 he says? Anaryajustam aswargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. Tastva kashmalamidam vishame samupastitam anaryajustam aswargyam akirtikaram Arjuna. You will not get all the three. You will neither get happiness in the present, nor you will get happiness in the future, nor is there permanent happiness. So, earthly reward refers to, so from this what do we understand? There are three types of happiness. Earthly reward means the happiness that you get now. So, for a selfish person, there is no happiness now. If there is no happiness now, definitely no future happiness. So there is no earthly reward. for an unselfish person, he gets both the rewards. What is the reward? Unselfish person will be happy now, and the punya karma will take him to a better. So unselfishness gains true happiness. What is the true happiness that you gain out of unselfishness? இன்னைக்கு நான் ஒரு நல்லது பண்ணேன் சார், அப்பா, I feel so contented. You say no, I did something good and I'm feeling so tripti, so contented. So you do unselfishness gets two kinds of happiness. What are the two kinds of happiness unselfishness gets? Happiness now, happiness in the future, but you will not get permanent happiness. Are you able to follow? You will fall back. Helplessness that we are talking here, we are talking about the spiritual path is the path for happiness. Spiritual path is the path for happiness. How? It gives happiness now, it gives happiness in the future, and it gives permanent happiness also. Selfish person is exactly the opposite. He neither gets any of this. And what is the formula reference? Chapter 2. In fact, that is the first verse that Krishna speaks in chapter 2. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Tastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupastitam Naryajustam Aswargyam Akirtikaram Arjuna Klaibyam Asmagamah Partha Naitatva Yupapadyate Shudram Hridaya Daurbalyam Tyaktotishta Parantapa. In fact, there itself Krishna has concluded. Tyaktva Uttishta Parantapa. If Arjuna has woken up now, we will be having an Upanishad. If you see verses 2 and 3 of chapter 2, beautiful is those two verses. Tyaktotishta Parantapa. Tyaktva means having renounced this selfish buddhi, get into action. Uttishta Parantapa. Arise, O Parantapa. 18th chapter varaikkum Arjuna ku puriyala. That's a different story altogether. And thank God Arjuna didn't understand. We got the whole Gita. Yeah, supposing Arjuna has, suppose he will say, yes, I understood now, what we will do? He will not know what to do, no. So Sunday class la enna pandrathu? Yeah, thank God. Yeah. Is it okay, Narayanji? Yeah. There's a last clarification and then we conclude. Yes. Yes.
In the entity that has fallen from its original state
Yes.
and which is going through several janmas only to get back to its original state can be called as jiva. And the same jiva, when it is going to be in a particular embodiment, experiencing the sukha and dukha, can be called as a devi.
Yes, correct. Exactly correct. What she is saying is, she is asking, saying, is my understanding correct? I didn't even hear what she said. I said, your understanding is correct. No, I said, understanding is correct. It is the jiva that gets into a particular embodiment to exhaust the karmas. It is the jiva that gets into a particular embodiment to exhaust the karmas and move into another embodiment. On moksha, who gets moksha? The jiva. Correct? Who gets moksha? Jiva.
Not the devi in a particular embodiment. The same jiva in a particular embodiment which is called dehi.
Not the dehi. Dehi nosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. Dehi goes through this changes. Kaumaram, yavvanam, jara. Dehi goes through all this. Birth, growth, disease, decay, death. All these are part and parcel of dehi. Who gets moksha? Not the dehi. Body is there, no. The dehi body is there upon death. Dehi doesn't get moksha. Who gets moksha? The jiva.
Jiva who dehi is no difference, sir.
Jiva you cannot understand without a deha. Jiva you cannot understand without a deha. You can't understand. You need a lot of intellect to understand the jiva minus the deha. You can understand the jiva only in relation, only when it identifies with the body. You cannot, it is like understanding vasanas. How can you understand vasanas without a body? Can you understand vasanas without a body? Replace jiva with vasanas, you will understand. You cannot understand vasanas without a body. You can understand vasanas only when it is only in association with the body. What is moksha? What is the definition of moksha? Exhaustion of vasanas. No, it's not exhaustion of body. It's not the death of the body is moksha. Moksha is what? Exhaustion of vasanas. Therefore, moksha means freedom from vasanas. For who?
Jiva.
For the jiva. For the jiva. Avladhan.
அது வந்து இந்த லாங் டேர்ம் பேர் இந்த ஜீவா, ஷார்ட் டேர்ம் பேர் தேவின்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். அதேனா
Vasanas. Use the word vasana and jiva simultaneously, synonymously. Then you will understand. Use the word jiva and vasana simultaneously, synonymously. Then you will understand. Are you able to follow? Yeah. Mala.
One small question, sir.
Chandra.
You said hindrance is an indication that we are moving away from our nature.
Yes.
What about the hindrance faced by a kid? When we hear a lot of news, and I myself have faced a lot of difficulty as a kid. So
Yes.
that is then, is that also a karma effect or?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because as a child, I will feel helpless. So
Correct.
even if it is a karma, then how
Yes.
do I come out of that?
You will, you came out of it now, no? Once the karma is exhausted, you will be out of it. You follow? You got to exhaust some karma. Once it is exhausted, you come out of it. Only thing that you make sure is don't create another cycle. But then, as a child, you are a product of your past karma as a child. So you got to necessarily experience some. You got to necessarily experience some.
So if I see kids facing difficulty around me.
No. Mala, if you are asking about child molestation, child abuse and all, don't bring all that. Don't bring all that, because if I say that is due to karma, I will be in jail, and I have no intention of wanting to go to. I have better things to do. I have no intention of reforming the society, nor am I interested in going to prison. If that's what you are asking. Recording delete பண்ணிடுங்க. It is karma, full stop. You may agree, you may not agree. The Supreme Court may understand, the Supreme Court may not understand. The humanity may understand, the humanity may not understand. It is because of karma, full stop. That doesn't mean we don't make an effort to come out of it. That doesn't mean we don't make an effort to protect. It's not all that, but we understand the root. Yeah, this is a political discussion, and I don't do any political discussion in this classroom. Child abuse, child molestation, is all political discussion, and in this classroom we don't do this political discussion. After the class we will do, Zarnab. After the class also I will not do. After the class I will not even open my mouth. Yeah. After the class you can't extract one word from me. Only in the class. These are all politics, and we don't discuss. Is it okay, Ma? I know what you are asking. I know where you are coming from. With this,
Sivanyanam has.
Oh, you are still alive, huh? Oh, okay. Sivanyanam is still alive. Okay. How Ashtavakra corrected his father from the womb? Where are your sons, Sivanyanam? Nalla irukkrangala pasangalla? I know the whole That's why I can take certain liberties and know both the kids so well. His wife, everyone. நல்லா இருக்கிறாங்களா பசங்கள்லாம்?
நல்லா இருக்காங்க சார்.
If he turns and tells you, Appa, you are making a mistake, what will happen? You will get angry. Clear? That anger will turn into a curse. And that curse, Ashtavakra, I'll tell you the story. You are just asking for the story. The story is his father was teaching. Clear? Maybe our father வந்து என்ன மாதிரி இருப்பாருன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Clear? Maybe he was teaching in a Sunday class, he was teaching. Ashtavakra in the womb. He is hearing the father teaching. தப்பா சொல்லி கொடுக்குறாரு. Clear? That's how the story says, sir. That's how it says. Truly it says that. The father is teaching wrongly. So, Ashtavakra from the womb called his father and said, அது அப்படி இல்லையே. சும்மா இன்னொரு தெரிஞ்ச மாதிரி ஜீவா வாசனாஸ் எல்லாம் you are blabbering. It is not it is not like that. அப்படின்னா from the womb, if I am corrected, how angry I will get. Are you able to follow? Sivagyan. This is what Ashtavakra did. Ashtavakra didn't do it after becoming Ashtavakra. He did it and then his father cursed. What is the curse? That day a parent can realize my children is smarter than me and listen to the child, that family will prosper. The truth. That day the parent can realize that my child is smarter than me, that family will prosper. And no father and mother can accept it. It's a normal, ordinary human nature. Are you able to follow? Sivagyanam. So when Ashtavakra at least Nachiketas corrected the father 9 years old. Nachiketas corrected the father when he was 9 years old. And all the Upanishadic stories are, most of the Upanishadic stories, if you see, it will be the son correcting the father. Not the father correcting the son correcting the father. Now children are thinking, how nice if it happens even today. Yeah. You should be in Nachiketas or an Ashtavakra. No. As you are now, you can't correct. Yeah. This is how he corrected. Because his father was teaching wrongly. His father was teaching wrongly and he heard it from the womb and he corrected the father. Is it okay, Sivagyanam?
Sir, Nachiketa and Ashtavakra both are not having a conducive environment from the childhood.
Conducive environment. In the mother, father is conducive environment. What a conducive environment. There is no difficulty for them, no. See, you are saying it is a difficulty. As far as he is concerned, Ashtavakra went to protect his father. Ashtavakra went to Janaka to save his father. Nachiketas went to Yama, and when Yama asked him what is the first boon, he said, appease my father was the first boon. We may, with our limited intellect, we may think that they are having non-conducive environment. As far as Nachiketas and Ashtavakra is concerned, no, they had such a conducive environment. That's why they are so grateful to that father. And Yama asks Nachiketas, first boon enna Nachiketas? The father is agitated when I came. Appease my father. What an affection that boy has towards the father to ask this. Ashtavakra saw the mother crying. Ashtavakra asked the mother, why are you crying? Your father is in prison. That's how the story starts. The story la fulla solradhu illa. Yeah, edit panni we give the stories. The full story starts like this. Ashtavakra sees his mother crying. Ashtavakra goes and asks, why are you crying? The mother says, your father is in prison. And we do not know whether he will come back alive or not. He said, why father went to prison? Mother says, that king had one doubt. Am I the dreamer or am I the waker? The king had a doubt. To clarify that doubt, your father went and he got caught. Oh, for this question, father got caught. I will answer the king and bring back the father, mother. Don't cry. That's how he goes. Where is unconducive environment? He doesn't want to, he is not angry. He is not upset at the father who cursed him to be an Ashtavakra. No. He fully accepted that it is his karma, not the father. Father is not the cause. The story says father, as though father is the cause. Ashtavakra understands that it is his own making. His own making, father became an instrument, and you don't get angry at the instrument. Without the knife, you can't murder the person, but you don't hang the knife. Father is an instrument. So, are you able to follow, Shivajnana? Very good question. Conducive environment, it's such a conducive environment for them. Is it okay? Yeah. With this, we conclude work.